Hello everyone, and welcome to this in-depth look at one of the most recent and puzzling aviation mysteries of our time, the 2025 Bering Air Disappearance. We're going to break down all the publicly available information, explore potential theories, and delve into the unfolding investigation. Today's topic is especially perplexing because modern aviation technology typically prevents aircraft from simply vanishing without a trace. Yet here we are with questions that remain stubbornly unanswered. So, get comfortable and prepare to explore one of Alaska's most confounding aviation events in recent memory. Bering Air, headquartered in Nome, Alaska, has been operating since 1979. They run flights to remote destinations in western Alaska, serving as a vital link for cargo, passenger travel, and medical evacuations. Over the decades, they've built a reputation for reliability and for flying in some of the harshest weather conditions on Earth. Given Alaska's rugged terrain and rapidly changing weather, pilots who work for Bering Air undergo rigorous training. They're accustomed to landing on short gravel runways, sometimes even ice runways in winter. Until now, the airline has maintained a relatively strong safety record, with only a few minor incidents on file. However, in early 2025, an unexpected event shook confidence in Bering Air's otherwise dependable operations. A single turboprop commuter plane operating a routine morning flight never reached its destination. This incident has caused shock and speculation throughout the aviation community, not least because of today's advanced tracking technologies that are supposed to prevent these kinds of mysteries. Let's outline what we know about the timeline of this disappearance. Bear in mind, details are still emerging, and the investigation is ongoing, so some information may change as new evidence surfaces. A Bering Air Cessna 208 Caravan, a common commuter aircraft in Alaska, departed Unalakleet around 2:30 p.m. local time. Its destination was Nome, a short hop, normally taking 45 minutes to an hour. On board, according to the passenger manifest, 10 people, plus some light cargo. Like most modern commercial aircraft, the Cessna 208 was equipped with an ADS-B transponder. It transmitted location data for about another 5 minutes after the last radio call. Then, the signal abruptly stopped. Radar coverage in the region is patchy due to Alaska's remote terrain, but Nome's monitoring systems also lost contact at around the same time. Within an hour of losing contact, Bering Air and local authorities activated a search and rescue protocol. Pilots flying other routes were asked to keep an eye out, and the U.S. Coast Guard dispatched a helicopter from Kodiak Island once the seriousness of the situation became clear. A ground search was also organized by locals in the destination village who scoured accessible areas on snowmobiles. But as the weather worsened, visibility dropped sharply. Despite these immediate efforts, no distress signals were received, and no signs of wreckage or survivors were located on the first day. With the aircraft missing, the National Transportation Safety Board and the Federal Aviation Administration launched an official investigation. Although ongoing, here are some of the preliminary findings released so far. The plane was reportedly in good operating condition, with no recent mechanical issues noted in its logbooks. The turboprop engine had completed a routine inspection just 100 flight hours earlier, and everything appeared to be in order. The plane's ADS-B transponder ceased transmitting around 3:15 p.m. Investigators have not ruled out a technical failure, but they also consider the possibility of a sudden catastrophic event that disabled the plane's electrical systems, or worse. Although a thorough aerial search was conducted, the snow severely limited visibility. Coastal areas were surveyed by Coast Guard vessels, but sea ice and rough conditions made it difficult to find debris if any floated to the surface. At this stage, the official stance is that the aircraft is missing under unknown circumstances. Investigators are analyzing satellite pings, meteorological data, and the final communication logs to narrow down the search area. Now, let's explore the various theories that people have proposed to explain this disappearance. Remember, these are just theories. Nothing is confirmed until evidence emerges or the aircraft is found. The most widely discussed possibility is that the flight encountered unexpected severe weather. A rapidly intensifying storm could have led to spatial disorientation or icing that caused a crash, either on land or in the Bering Sea. Weather updates show conditions deteriorating faster than initially forecast. Experienced pilots can still be overwhelmed by sudden whiteouts, severe turbulence, and icing. However, even in severe weather events, emergency beacons and floating debris sometimes turn up. The total absence of signals or wreckage is puzzling. Mid-air mechanical or structural failure. A sudden mechanical failure, such as engine failure, control surface malfunction, or severe icing, might have led to a rapid descent and crash. The abrupt loss of ADS-B data suggests a catastrophic event. If the aircraft's electrical system or engine went down violently, there might not have been time for the pilot to issue a mayday. But according to maintenance records, the aircraft was in good shape. Mechanical failures can occur spontaneously, but they are less likely in a well-maintained plane. Pilot incapacitation or crew error. Some speculate the pilot might have fallen ill or become incapacitated, or that a rare human error occurred, even for an experienced pilot. If the pilot was alone at the controls and experienced a medical emergency, the aircraft could have flown off course and crashed. However, the last communication from the pilot sounded calm and professional, and the pilot was known for an excellent track record. Sudden medical issues can't be entirely ruled out, but they're not the leading theory. Navigational error or GPS failure. Modern small aircraft rely heavily on GPS and ADS-B, but technology can fail. If the pilot encountered a GPS outage or jammed signals, the pilot might have become disoriented in poor visibility. Alaska's rugged landscape can disrupt signals, though usually not entirely. Also, certain solar or atmospheric phenomena can affect communication. However, redundant navigation systems exist, and an experienced pilot typically has multiple backups, including VOR, inertial references, and even traditional maps. Foul play or hijacking. A less common theory is that something unlawful happened aboard, such as a hijacking or sabotage. The abrupt transponder loss raises eyebrows. Could someone on board have disabled the ADS-B signal? But there's no indication from the passenger list or security footage that a threat existed. Hijackings in such a remote region are exceedingly rare, and local police found no evidence suggesting foul play prior to departure, conspiracy, or military involvement. Whenever a plane disappears without a trace, conspiracy theories arise. Some speculate government testing, unauthorized cargo, or secret missions gone awry. In truth, there's no direct evidence. The rumor mill tends to churn when official details are scarce. However, Bering Air is a commercial operator, and multiple agencies are actively searching. A massive cover-up would be difficult to keep under wraps in this interconnected age. Unknown or paranormal. From UFO abduction to the so-called Alaska Triangle phenomenon, fringe ideas have inevitably popped up, purely anecdotal. Some people reference strange sightings or electromagnetic anomalies in parts of Alaska. However, modern technology and Occam's razor suggest that severe weather or mechanical issues are far more likely. There's no credible evidence to support a supernatural explanation. While the theories abound, the most pressing matter for the families and communities involved is finding the plane and its occupants. The disappearance has deeply impacted local residents, especially those in the remote villages who rely on small commuter flights as a lifeline. An expanded multi-agency search operation is set, encompassing airborne, maritime, and ground searches. Volunteers from neighboring communities participated, despite dangerous weather and difficult terrain. Family members have expressed frustration with the limited progress in the investigation. The uncertainty is painful, holding out hope for a miracle yet fearing the worst. Several vigils and fundraisers have been organized in Nome and surrounding villages to support the families. This tragedy has underscored the fragile nature of life in remote Alaska, and the bravery of those who pilot these essential routes. So, where does this mystery stand today? Despite modern technology and the best efforts of rescue teams, the whereabouts of the missing plane remain unknown. The official investigation continues, with the NTSB analyzing every scrap of data and any new leads. Sadly, in Alaska's vast wilderness, aircraft can disappear into rugged terrain or icy waters, making it exceptionally challenging to recover or even locate wreckage. As more time passes, the hope of finding survivors diminishes, but the search for answers is far from over. Whether this tragedy was caused by a sudden weather event, mechanical failure, or something else entirely, it highlights the ever-present risks of aviation in harsh conditions, and the resolve of communities to find closure. Thank you for joining us in this comprehensive look at the 2025 Bering Air Disappearance. If you have any information, personal stories, or insights on this event, I encourage you to share them in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video if you found it informative and subscribe to Impact Uncovered for more in-depth analyses of aviation mysteries and the latest updates from the world of flight. Until next time, reminding you to stay safe, cherish every journey and never stop seeking the truth.